Hello world, hello world. Yes, this segment is going to be about the Tiffany Henyard, who was once the mayor of Dolton and the supervisor of Thornton Township. She held two positions and has since been ousted from both positions. This segment is going to be about her level of corruption that was just off the chain, meaning the tactics that she tried to use, the tactics of gender persuasion, and just the level of thievery and her just braveness and disrespecting her subordinates and constituents was just outlandish. Just take a listen, comment, please
Now,
share.
as a woman, the first female mayor of Dolton, why I gotta have all this controversy? Why I gotta have all this back and forth with my board? For what? When I put you in your seat, trustee house, trustee Belcher, never would have been a trustee. I the one made it possible for you guys to sit where you are now, but yet you guys want to be gridlocked for no reason. And all I want to do is help the people. That's it. I grew here. The rest of them flew here. I say that all the time because I really care about where I grew up at, and I want to fix it. It's a shame that we got to sit here and have board meetings this long for no reason when we don't have board meetings because they don't want to pay the bills. If they don't want to pay the bills, what's the point of coming to look at each other?
Well, folks, you just met the first youngest African American female of Illinois, Chicago. She states and identifies herself as super mayor, and again, she ran for 4 years as mayor and also as a supervisor of another township called Thornton Township. And despite having these two positions, she tried to defraud the town. However, it was discovered by her board, who she addressed, as you will see, it mentions who she had hired. This woman, again, you must just take a listen to.
Money we got. So when they come telling y'all lies like they always do, they got to make themselves look good for why they doing the things they do, which is stand in the way of progress. Here it is. She's not going to get up here and tell you nothing different. We have a CPA, conspirator. He's not going to get up here and tell you nothing different. If they ask you something or tell you something, ask them to show you. Where is the facts? People can say anything and allow anybody. Anybody can make up a lie about anybody. They don't make it true. Where's the proof in what you're saying to me while you at my door? So I just need you guys to hear from us, because you always hearing from the negativity people. And when people like that around you, get them away from you, because you don't need that negative aura or the negative energy on you. Because guess what? What goes around comes around. And at the end of the day, stop with the mess with your own community. This is your community resident. I heard a trustee make a statement about bad news, but she a woman like me. We both single parents, but yet they condone the mess because they part of the mess. You got trustees getting on the news talking about nothing they know nothing about. That's a shame. Y'all should be ashamed of that, because at the end of the day, I'm someone's mom. I'm someone's daughter. I'm someone's loved one. Just like how you would want for your loved one. But yet you let people come in our community and tear us down. And what people do, they run to the media to tell nothing. So if you're going to tell it with facts, tell it with truth. Tell it on what we're really doing in the village of Dolton. Ask yourself this. Why is it that only that one station? Why is it only that person that comes to our community write bad news? Why is it this trustee house run to the news just to get fame for nothing? Why? Y'all should ask yourself those questions. Anybody that know me personally know what I'm going through, and y'all know why people got to put stories together on people, because they got to make themselves look good or look bigger than they allow people to attack you, attack me, because I am you. I am a project of the village of Dolton. I grew here. They flew here. I say that all the time, and I mean that. At the end of the day, they going to expose the negative and the mess. And that's exactly what's going on. So while y'all sitting here talking about me, y'all put me in other rooms, and I appreciate it, because now people have reached out. They want to do all kinds of things on your mayor, documentaries, movies, all kinds of things. And y'all know I have another position. That's because they see my heart. They see my progress. They see my growth. So that's why y'all never really hear me on everything somebody say about you. You don't got time for that, because I'm focused. I'm focused on getting to the money. I'm focused on bringing it back here to the village. I'm focused on making sure those things that a lot of you guys spoke on up here gets done. Like Marcus said, Alley's never been done. Never, ever in the history of Dolton. I am bringing up things that I see a need for and making it happen. But guess what? I'm going to get the money to do it. I'm not spending any of y'all tax money. You got water money. I'm spending grants. And they keep saying we don't have the money. Grant money. That's it. But it's a shame when you got a board that don't want to work with you. It's a shame that they can't put they dislike or discord or whatever their opinion is of me to the side to make sure they vote for me. At the end of the day, if it does not apply,
and during that meeting, we spoke with village administrator as well, saying, let's make sure that we, in order to try to alleviate some of the back and forth, let's just not put this on the agenda for June until the board has the time. I believed that was an agreement, but at this point it's on the agenda, so I'm not certain why. But we do have a finance committee meeting rescheduled for this Wednesday to discuss it for the residents as well as for the board to go through it, so we can explain the spending of $26 million to the community. My motion at this time is that we table items 11A, B, and C. So I'll make a formal motion for the record.
Second. Okay, y'all, motion to table. Y'all want to talk about nothing today, huh? Wow. Okay. Before I honor your motion, you guys had a finance meeting last week and wasted the department head's time. They showed up to the meeting for an hour and a half, and basically you guys did nothing but go back and forth. You guys stated that you would go over the budget line by line, and I don't appreciate you guys wasting their time because they do have families. And when they got off at 5 o'clock, they came to this meeting to talk about the budget, to talk about trees and things for public works, talk about housing, talk about code enforcement. You guys should stop playing politics and actually do your job as trustees and legislate and actually go over the budget that you had for over 30 days. When I put it on the agenda originally, you guys always said, I just got this. We didn't have time to look at it. Now you guys have ample time to look at it, and still to this day, no budget. So I just want to point out to the residents that you guys keep procrastinating on taking care of the business at hand while all of the bickering back and forth and talking about Mayor Henyard instead of talking about the real things, the real issues that residents care about, which is their property values here in Dolton. So my issue today, because all it is a grandstand and to deadlock Mayor Henyard, is to get these items that's on the agenda. It was only 3 items. We could have discussed it, talked about it, and moved forward. Us constantly pushing stuff in committee when people don't even have committee meetings, nor do they respect the department's time to make sure they talk about the agenda items that y'all have when y'all have a committee meeting. I will hope moving forward that you guys will find it in your hearts to not waste their time and actually create a budget so we can operate within the new budget, because there are things that need to get done in Dolton right now today. That ends my rant. That ends my discussion as relates to that.
I got to say something about all that.
Of course you do. That's the problem. Wait a minute. Hold on. I let you talk. Hold on. And that's the issue. When I say something, you all don't have to say something back when I speak. I wanted to say my point for the record because you guys tape me, so obviously y'all ain't got nothing to say. But when I make my statements, everybody got something to say. But if y'all had something truly to say and to discuss, you guys would never table this. We will be discussing each line item. So to go back and forth with me about my statement is irrelevant, because if you want to talk about it, leave it on the floor and let's talk about it.
Yo, you are not our mother. After you talk, we can talk.
This ain't nothing about me.
How's that?
You can throw jabs.
I'm gonna say, how crazy is that? After I speak, I don't have to say nothing. Hold on.
Trustee, because what I'm saying is that's how it becomes. Wait a minute. That's how it becomes a back and forth. My statement was for me to tell the residents what's going on.
But if
you guys, wait a minute. You guys table this. So that means you don't want to discuss it. You don't want to talk about it. So now, because I can't say what I want to say about these items, I'm going to give an overall review of what it is I was trying to accomplish that you guys are tabling for another 2 weeks. Every meeting we come to, you tabling. You don't want to discuss it. Y'all don't want to talk about it. Every single meeting. We're not taking care of the business. That's the issue I have. Nothing's getting done. Then y'all get upset when I say, okay, well, I'm going to figure a way out to make things happen. Because the people still need what they need. But yet we're dragging our feet because the board don't want to work with their mayor to get things done in the community. That is the issue that we have right now.
It's amazing that you can just. We had a finance committee meeting. Tanganyika was there. The village administrator got there half hour late, and then they said they can't stay the whole time. They only gave us an hour
They all told us an hour to talk of $26 million being spent of taxpayers' money, or we only get an hour to talk to y'all. So we rescheduled another one that they agreed to. Obviously, they didn't communicate with you. You put it back on the agenda. I'm just saying, we just want to talk about the $26 million being spent, and it takes more than an hour. But we only got an hour from your department heads. Only an hour. That's unacceptable. So moving forward, we have one coming up this week to discuss the taxpayers' money. And so that's it. So when you say we wasted their time, one got there late, the other one had to leave early. So hopefully this Wednesday they give us more than an hour to talk about the money.
Trustee, that all sounds good, but it's all false. Because at the same time, hold on, every single time they come to a meeting to discuss anything that they want to discuss, you guys don't discuss it. Because you guys go back and forth over nothing. All I ask is you to talk about the agenda when they get there. They're not here to play politics. They're here to take care of their department, to talk about whatever they're over. You guys did not do that. You guys sat here and went over communications. That got nothing to do with none of their departments. Their departments is housing, code enforcement, public works, finance, police, and fire down there. You guys did not discuss none of that. And that's the issue I have.
Are you watching?
Matter of fact, hold on. Village Administrator, Keith. What did you guys discuss at the finance meeting that you guys went to? Did you guys discuss anything as relates to a line item, or did you guys just come here and go back and forth?
I'm glad you asked, Mayor. For the record, yes, I was late to the meeting, but also for the record, not one question regarding one line item has been sent to me. Not one question about one line item, not one change in 30 days for the draft, for the budget, for the appropriation. Not one time, not from one trustee, has any piece of document been sent to me and or the finance director to make any adjustments to the budget. For the record. Also, for the record, we stayed an extra half an hour late because I was late. So, in my estimation, dealing with a budget, we come prepared to discuss the budget. We come prepared to make adjustments to the budget. We don't come to discuss whether or not you guys have challenges with regards to communication, and you guys don't communicate with us. We reached out. You had the budget. If you had sent us one email that said, hey, listen, change this line item. We don't like this pay. We don't like that pay. That would have been great. We didn't get that. What we discussed is timetables, time frames, and the way that you guys want to be communicated, which I have no problem with that. But please do not stand up here and act as if we had a conversation about the budget. We discussed communications. We did not discuss the budget. For the record.
For the record, it's on camera, so it's on our YouTube page.
I appreciate it. And for the record, if you find on camera that we discussed one line item, Trustee Steve, I'll take you out to dinner. But you're not going to find that. What you wanted to talk about was being communication. That's what you want to talk about, communication, right?
Because you wasn't sending us the bills. You weren't sending us the amount of money you're spending. That was the communication breakdown between. That's the reality. I wasn't talking about stars. We're talking about the money that you spend that you don't send us.
With all due respect, you get a one list every month. With all due respect, you have access to my viewpoint just like we do. With all due respect, guess what? You can go and you can make changes to the budget and you can make recommendations. You have the previous salaries from last year. Guess what? We put out so for the record, so everyone in here understands. Every year to the public, we send out to the comptroller's office a treasurer's report with everyone's salary. Every year, we put out a tax levy with all of the information. Every year, we put out an appropriation. Every single year. So that means you have access to previous year's information every single year. The trustees have it. The mayor has it. We have it. And you guys have it. So now, if you want to request a copy, that's fine. But don't sit up here and act like we didn't give you information and you don't have access to information. That's not fair. We work very, very hard. Again, I'm going to say this again. We work very, very hard. It's not fair to the finance director, and it's not fair to me. Period. Now, if you want to talk politics up there, that's great. We will stand here and we will stare at the audience, but don't drag us into your fight. We did our job. You do yours.
Well, folks, you heard with the senior administrator for Dolton, Keith Freeman, stated, just note that he was arraigned on federal fraud charges And fast forward to the trustees who saved Dolton. Edward Steve, although he had lost the race for being reelected as a trustee, the main winner was Jason House. Yes, he was the former senior trustee who, again, Tiffany Henyard gave him the business. However, Jason House has won his campaign that was called Clean House 2025. And him and, again, Trustee Kiana Belcher. And we'll just say they are now considered the Fab Five of Dolton Township. Yes, and so there is light for Dolton after all. Well, just fast forward to Tiffany Henyard, who obviously lost. The feds, is, according to news articles, is she's under federal investigation at this time. And so as the saga continues, we will wait to find out what happens with Miss Henyard.
No different tonight. Our Jermont Terry is live in the south suburbs with what he's learned. Jermont?
Joe and Erica, tonight, multiple sources confirm that federal agents have in fact ventured here into Thornton Township. And in the past 3 weeks, they have talked to several current and former employees of the township, all talking about the spending associated with Henyard's administration and her time as supervisor, a tenure which comes to an end in May.
Any further discussion? If not, call roll, please.
Tuesday night, Thornton Township trustees carry on official business without the lame duck supervisor, Tiffany Henyard. Despite Henyard's term coming to an end next month, she remains MIA for her position.
I can't remember when the last time was.
Yet over the weekend, Henyard did show her face to hand out food boxes to residents for the Easter holiday.
Thank you so much for loving on me. This is not the last of your super mayor, Tiffany Henyard. I got bigger and better things coming.